We are going to take a little bit of a ride through Ludwick with the help of Google Earth. And where we're at, we're right at the intersection of Otterman Street, West Otterman Street, and Depot Street, and this wonderful building down here. That's the Greensburg Storage and Transfer Building. Now we'll see if we can't rotate just a bit. We're looking toward town. Don't be alarmed, but we're going to be going the wrong way on West Otterman Street. When we get to this point, we're going to look into this area where you'll see the Greensburg Storage and Transfer Building. And this great big parking lot was once the parking lot of railroad trains. It's now just a parking lot for kind of drab, uninteresting vehicles. Looking down toward town, you see the courthouse down there. To your right, you're going to see Spring Street going up the hill, which means there was once a spring there sometime, but I'm not going to bore you with it because I don't even know where it was. And we'll move to about this point. There were several lumber companies here. That's why this was once called Lumber Street. The fire company in Greensburg used to sit to your right. There used to be an armor meat packing place, and a couple lumber companies sat around here. Now to your right, this is called Division Street. It's called Division because it was once upon a time the division between two boroughs. It was between the borough of Ludwick and the borough of Greensburg. But all that has been changed, and Ludwick is now part of the city of Greensburg. Okay. We'll see if we can move on a bit here. All right. We're looking down what is still called Stoke Street. I'll see if I can't wide angle this a little bit. Yeah, it doesn't work. Stoke Street was once the entrance to Seton Hill. Going to Seton Hill College, you would have to go down this funny little street and then over the railroad tracks, which are right back here. And you would go past a foundry, a lumber company, an ice and coal company. And all that stuff is no more. It's all gone. Okay. You have to get back out to the street. That's Otterman Street, West Otterman Street you're looking at out there. See, we're looking toward town, toward the east, and going opposite traffic here. Okay. Now what we're looking at is called Foundry Street. And for many years I've wondered why this was called Foundry Street. I could never understand that, but right back here there used to be a foundry. A guy named Truxell built a foundry back there in the 1860s, and it made parts for agricultural instruments. He actually built things like cutters and reapers and sowers, the kind of things that farmers need. And it's now very much changed. Okay. These townhouses are sitting where the There was a curtain stretcher factory that sat right here, a place that made curtain stretchers. And you mean you don't know what curtain stretchers are? Ask your grandmother, she might know. Okay, we landed right at the corner of a little alley. This little alley right here went back to a place right against the railroad bank, and there was a place on the right that made cigars, and on the left that made boilers, the boilers for steam engines. And in this building right here, Gene Yusko once lived, and his mother told him that she remembered when the curtain stretcher factory up the country, up the road burnt down. This road is now called Brown Street, but it was once called Potomac. And don't ask me why, but I do know that a lot of things changed. And when you get used to the fact that so many things change, you can understand that history has a lot to do with the fact that life is a constant movement. Out here, the Pifleys, Florinda Pifley, used to own a house. And her son, Frank Pifley, had a great big building here, a wooden structure that sat there into the 2000s that was the origin of the Greensburg Storage and Transfer Company. He actually had horses and carriages and moved horses and wagons, and he moved people around. And he advertised, he bragged that he could put a new stack on your boiler without even putting the fire out. That was Frank Pifley, right between Foundry and Stoke Street. I'd like to get out here to the edge. We'll try to go right about here. And we'll rotate around. A nice old house. Been here since the 1890s at least. See, you can see. Let's see if I can wide angle anymore. Yeah, not much. Down here was Foundry Street, and up here is Stoke Street. And right out here at the end of Stoke Street is the railroad. That was once the main line of the Pennsylvania Railroad. And I think we've probably said enough, because I'm going to have another one of these things where we'll look at more details of the things I'm talking about right now. So